who has managed to secure themselves 20 points. Milo is just behind Hervas in position 11, who has again joined the season partway through, but by all accounts has made a fantastic entry, as they've, with only 4 races, have managed to land themselves 31 points, which has secured them the 11th place spot. I've just had a notification that it appears SVR Racing is now live. So hello those that are watching it on YouTube. Sorry we're late. This is what happens when you let an amateur loose and tell them that they're welcome to go and have a crack at something that's quite clearly only reserved and should only be reserved for the professionals. There's a reason that we get the professionals in to do this. You've joined us. I've just lost my train of thought. Where are we? I was talking about Hervas. They've done a great job. There we are. Hervas was just behind Jabo. Jabo unfortunately couldn't close out the season, but for the races that they did complete. They put on a great show. Jabo managed to land us 38 points for the Bokerstein team, and I hope that they're back with us for season 3. Jabo is just behind myself in position 9, who I have missed 2 races that I don't want to get into the details of, but I do feel as though if I'd been able to show up for all the races, I may have had a better season. But perhaps next year, season 3 is looking very good. So I've managed to secure myself 50 points, as has Sparky Watt for Coach Dave Racing, Coach Dave Delta Racing Team, who has also missed 2 races. So there we are. That's perhaps. Is Nemesis the right word? I don't think it is. They are my peer, my nearest, I guess, in terms of ability. I haven't seen them for the last 2 races. I can't recall, actually, if I'm perfectly honest with you, if they were on this one. Were they not? I don't think that they were. Ahead of Sparky is Rizback with 67. Then as we move up into the upper echelons of the division, Thump with the Dolesi team has themselves 82 points. Fantastic performance. Have started 3 races late, so they didn't get to get 3 races worth of points. But with that absence, they've still managed to secure themselves a top spot in the division. So that's fantastic. Well done. Biggerwood at JPI, Jamplacht. I've forgotten that one. Jamplacht Racing there with 82 as well. Who sits just behind Webbo now. Webbo. Even though they don't appear to have, Webbo hasn't got himself some points for the last 3 races, but he's still sat in the 4th place spot. So very well done to you, Webbo, for the Mega Racing team. In the top 3, then we have Revelit at Janplacht with 103, and then at the top 2, our stars of the season, Pat Finn in 2nd place and Wask in 1st. Pat at Mega Racing and Wask at Delesi. And Nat's Whisker in it. Only 1 point stands between them as we go into round 12. So really, it is round 12 that determines which of those 2 is going to come out of the season, the 2nd season of the SVR Racing Adrian Newey Championship as the victor. No spoilers. I do know the result, but I'm not going to tell you because that's what we're here for. So without further ado, I think what I shall now do is crack on and do the thing I've been asked to do. So let's go to the grid, and we will first of all join the back of the grid. We have, let me change the camera, Revelit here in position 13. I think that was actually due to, if I recall correctly, I think that was due to I think it's a penalty that's being paid. Unfortunately, it happens to the best of us. Revelit, though, is a fantastic driver, and I'm sure, if memory serves, they certainly didn't close out the race in that position. But no spoilers. Milo then for Brokaga in 12th, behind Apex Specs in 11th, Hervas in 10, myself in 9th, PFC Bannon in 8th, Webbo is in 7th place, Rizback starts the race in 6th, Rhino, our reserve driver at Bokerstein, is starting in 5th, very well done. Komakopa is in 4th, Thump in 3rd, Finn in 2nd, and Wask in 1st. So I think that is now time for us to get this underway. Thank you for your patience. I make no apologies for all of the mistakes I'm about to make. I hope you enjoy the show. I certainly enjoyed racing it. I'm sure everybody else that raced it as well enjoyed it as much as I did, if not more. But here we are. Let's get things going. And they're off. Good start. Wask away, Finn away, everybody away. Into that turn one, which is she's a tight one. It was a tight one, but we seem to have made it through. I don't think there was any contact. I think if there was anything, it was rubbing only. No real collisions through T1. So well done, everybody. As we go into, I think that class is T2. Very tight up at the front there. Was followed closely by Thump. Commentator coming through in third, followed very closely at the rear there. Finn is chewing on that dust, really trying to get the top spot there. Rizback coming through as well in that beautiful Kimmy's livery. I don't know what word I was. Oh no, Rhino, my buddy. No, mate, that is not what you want to see at the beginning of that. I think is that maybe an issue with some cold tyres? Just lost it on the first turn there. But Milo, what on earth happened there, mate? Let's have a little. Oh, I think that is just a case of unfortunately. You know what I'm going to say? There's too many beans. That's too many beans. Going into the corner, out a little bit, catches the wheels. Maybe he was having a look at what Rhino was up to and thought he'd have a go on a chomp on that grass over there. I don't think it was as enjoyable as he was hoping that to be. Very sorry to see that, Miller. But there we are then, back at the front of the pack. Wask is followed closely by Thump. They're both the Lessie. That's a lovely livery on. I'm actually a little bit jealous of their colour scheme, to be honest. I think they look really, really nice, those cars. I went a bit quiet there because I wanted to see if they had the same approach through that corner there as I didn't learn until the very later stages of my practice that there was an ideal way to go through that corner, which I wish I learned at the beginning. But here we are, we're coming down to the close now of lap one. Looks a little bit wobbly as it comes out of the chicane, still being chased down by teammate Thump and followed very closely by Commentator. Finn trying to get through on the inside on the final hairpin before the straightaway for the line, and it looks as though he may be just the it looks as though from that angle that he was going to go and snatch third away there, but perhaps they're going to be able to get it on turn one. Whoa. Not quite. Manages to hold that very well. Not quite enough there to snatch this position away from third. Rizback still holding strong there then, following closely behind. We have Webbo, followed by Revelit, myself, PFC Bannon, Hervas, Apex, Specs and Rhino and Milo. Really sorry to see that, Milo. Let's climb our way back up. Really a fantastic course to have raced this one. I think out of all of the rounds this season, if I'm perfectly honest, I probably enjoyed this one more than any of them. I don't know if that was because of the tips that I got from a fellow competitor. I did receive a little bit of coaching, but nothing clearly enough to have really tipped the scales in any serious direction. But what they did do for me was to help me find 2 seconds. I was getting a 158 in my practices, but thanks to them I managed to get it down to a 156, which unfortunately I couldn't quite match on the day, which is disappointing, but still grateful for the help I got. Excuse me. Clearly I'm out of practice of just talking away. Just had a bit of beans. Dinner was naturally inclusive of beans ahead of our round 12 commentary, and yeah, just one in the throat there wasn't great to choke on. But back to the action, lap 3 now. As we approach T1, Wasp still holding strong at the front, followed closely by Thump. Commentator and Finn still battling it out, and Finn still making that approach on the inside. Unfortunately, still being held at bay by Commentator there. Really good defensively through that corner, and holding them away again as we go into the subsequent corners here. I believe that's fourth, and I believe this is turn 5. Great lines coming out. It looks as though Finn is chasing that down, looking for whatever opportunities it may come through to take that third place. I think really pushing the limits there of what they're able to do in terms of overtakes, in terms of opportunities to get past. I would say actually this track has got an abundance of them, if we're perfectly honest. There's quite a few places that you can go for it. It's whether or not you think you've got enough beans, I guess. Finn's definitely got enough beans, but are his beans spicy enough? Are they spicier than what Commentator's got on board? I think as we're going into this corner here, he's going for it. Not quite enough, but he's going to continue that fight. Webber there coming through with a 126.9. That's looks to have been there Webber's best section so far. Well, it's only lap 3, but continuous improvements we'd love to see. Would you believe I've been talking all day and I've not had any problems, but obviously now I get on the mic to start trying to talk over a race, and apparently I can't do that without coughing every couple of seconds, so apologies, but if you tune in as a bit of mute, that's for your own safety and your own good, so apologies. Rizback holding in 6th position. I managed to go up to 7th. I was quite pleased with myself. Nerves did probably get the better of me a little bit. I think the pressure of climbing up had started to kind of make it a little bit more intense, but as you can see, I'd taken that I'd say almost controversial line. I know that it is, I think, the official line coming out of that corner, from what I was reading in the discussions. The F1 line is quite common to go out that wide, but just does make you wonder, if it is okay to go out that wide, then what are the white lines for? Wask has already managed to put in a stonking lap, a 156.9 after only 3 laps. I've got a suspicion that he's going to better that in lap 4, but we'll see now. Hervas did a phenomenal job of breathing down my neck. I could almost smell your lunch, mate. The amount of time I spent looking in my rear view is probably part of the reason why I didn't perform as well as I did. Thank you for keeping me on my toes. Kept the adrenaline pumping, I tell you that much, and I'm pretty sure I may have, unfortunately with my braking points, I may have messed him up a little bit a couple of times going into that chicane. That wasn't deliberate. I was actually I was paying more attention to where you were, and probably not paying as enough attention to where I was going as I should have been. So maybe you need a bit of camouflage. Come up hidden. Maybe I don't see you coming. Oh, what's happening here? Restart championship chat. Restart championship chat. Apologies, I am trying to work out what that means. If anybody knows what restart championship chat meant, I'd be all ears, because we're live and I'm not quite sure what you want me to do with that information. Restart championship chat? Do you want me to start talking about it again? Is there a button you want me to press? I'll leave that on our P1 just for the moment while I work out. Oh no, just it's just the delay on my laptop. That message actually came through 30 minutes ago. No, 15 minutes ago. Clearly I'm not qualified to be doing this. Sorry everyone. Right, back to the job. Wask still has the fastest lap of a 156.9. Done quite well to remain consistent at 156.9 and 156.9, just not quite a 156.9 as quick as the previous two. But let's see now as we go into the sixth lap. What's he going to pull off here for lap 4? A 156.8. Would you believe? Yes, I would. Look at this entry as we go into turn 1. Very nice line. Much more stable than it was for me. Mine, and I think a few of us actually going into turn 1. It was a bit of a bouncy castle situation. I wasn't expecting these Adrian Newey's to bounce around as much as they did, but it certainly felt that as we came down that change in the hill, change in the angle, whatever you call it. It was a bit bouncy, a little bouncier than I'd like, but I know we had different aero settings. Fantastic line going there into, and again I've not studied the corners, sorry, that one, going into that corner, great line, great exit, different gear choices than I was going for. I think I may have to have a little chat with my tutor, because I certainly didn't get that information to go into that corner in that gear, but hey ho. Wasp still holding Thump at bay. Thump is, look at the gap he's opened up there. Can we even see him from here? Ridiculous. Wonderful line though coming out of that corner. Finn has now managed to get past Commentator. Let's see if it's not too far back. Let's see when that happened. I must have missed it. I was chatting away. It's just pinged back. Oh, it's been a while. There we are. Oh, it was on here, was it? Ooh. 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 Oh. That's that line. Controversial, so I'm going to move on and let's just skip all the way back to where we were, which was, I think, Wasp had just closed out. Oh no! Messed that up a little bit, I think. Sorry, I've not kept track of where we were. There we are, as we rejoin the front of the pack. Wasp going through the chicane, approaching the end of lap 6. Thump appears to have closed some of that distance. He's at least got P1 in his sights as he approaches the final. Is this one a hairpin? I think it's almost a hairpin. If certainly was a bit of a pin for me. It cost me my race. I've actually only just remembered that. We'll check in at the later stage to see where it went wrong. But yeah, unfortunately my wear was so little that on that final bend I wasn't paying enough attention. I should have been paying more attention. I think I'd got a bit comfortable and it went a bit wrong for me, shall we say, but never mind. Finn then still chasing down, well, I say still chasing down, he's now chasing down P2, having managed to push past Commentator, who is still holding position, he's still holding P4. Webbo is, he wants it, he's coming for it. You can see he's certainly got the approach. Excuse me. I can almost hear Webbo saying, "What on earth are you on about, Brum? This is not what we expect. You're better than this." I am better than this, but unfortunately I have scoffed my beans a little too close to the beginning of the stream, and it sounds as though perhaps my gullet is a little bit obstructed. That's the risk you take, boys and girls. It's too many beans, as we all know too well, can really cost you. where you just don't need it. Just I should have gone for maybe something a bit smoother. Maybe a bit of porridge would have been a better choice for a pre-commentary meal. But mind you saying that, I probably could have got stuck in my throat as well. Rizback still holding strong in 6th place, and I'm still feeling the steamy, spicy breath of Hervas down my neck here as we approach again that final hairpin in lap 7 as we go into lap 8. Revelet has managed to make his way up the pack with the extra 10 HP, and Rhino following relatively closely here. Oh, there we are, style points. I think that's going to at least be 5 style points for you there, Rhino. Well done, mate. Apex Specs chasing him down then. Let's jump on board with Apex, see how he does with T1, see if there's any chance of a pass here. Is it close enough? I don't think it is. Maybe. Great line. Very well done. And you, Bannon, also very well done. And Milo, I think Milo is maybe just taking in the sights of this race. It is a very nice track. I think Milo is actually popping in for some fresh tread, as it does look like those softs have worn their way down to the bone. Certainly wouldn't be road legal. What on earth was that noise? That was unpleasant. Don't want to hear that ever again. And there we are, as I've been gibbering on, Finn has managed to secure himself the fastest lap with a 1:56.5, and he's by all accounts there, yeah, he's taken P2. He's snatched it away from Thump, who was hanging on to it for the majority of the first half of the race. But Finn being Finn, as he said, no, that's enough of that, give me that, that's mine, I'll have that, thank you very much. And as we go into now lap 9, it is the Canadians, P1, P2, in usual form. Thump has popped in also for some fresh tread down. What, that is awful. Don't like that noise at all. Hate that. It's like being on one of them haunted house train things. Nightmare fuel, that is. Rizback has therefore, and Webbo, managed to find themselves up in the top 5. Commentator there has also then managed to get himself a P3. Lovely bit of squeal as he's coming out of there. Oof. Really pushing the track limit there, Webbo. Good work. And now this part of the track, as you can't really quite tell, but it kind of changes the topology of the track. There is a little skew-if, should we say, and a few times, particularly in practice, less so in live on the day. But the back end certainly threw itself away a couple of times for me going out of that corner. I've managed to get myself up into 6th, but I think really that's only because the faster guys had decided to stop in for some change in tyres. I've gone for the mediums to begin with, so you can see managed to get a little bit more life out of them than the softs. I think if I remember correctly, the softs in my practice was only allowing me about 7 laps, so I was hoping to get 13, maybe 14 laps out of the mediums, and I can't remember for sure whether or not I got that or not, but as you can see, Hervas was really making me sweat all the way through here. Very well done, my friend. You want to leave that grass alone though. That's for the animals, mate. You don't want nothing to do with that. Revelet chasing us down. He's crazy eyes there. Some think that actually impairs his vision, but what I think many fail to understand is if you can actually angle your eyes in that way, you've actually got a minor advantage. I think it's almost 10 HP, but if you can see there, he's looking up and he's looking straight ahead at the same time, and I think that's what gives him that slight edge over all the other drivers. There is that capacity to be able to see things in a way that only us and our lizard friends, the chameleons, are capable of. So thank you very much for the demonstration of it. Rhino coming into T1, let's jump on board, see how he gets on. again, much more stable than I'm able to go through that one. I think maybe we need to jump on some training right now. I think maybe you need to give me some pointers. I know you did very well in qualifying as well. Managed to land yourself a 158.3 so far. And I'm sure you're going to beat that before the race is closed out. Apex Specs chasing down. How far are we? Can we see? He's gone through with sector time of 36.9, followed very closely by Thump, as he's now out on the fresh mediums. Looks like he's there we are, there we go. He's going to go and snatch, but I think we're going to see an overtake. He's going to get that inside line, very good position. Very well done. Very well done, lovely overtake. Of course, Apex Specs, I would be absolutely fuming, mate. But you got to respect it. That was a great overtake on the inside there, and I think the extra treads is probably what's giving you the advantage coming through. PFC Bannon then, where are we? How far away are we? Not too far. It's within reach. It's within sniffing distance, if it's not quite touching distance, but it's there. Coming through now with what we got about 45%. You can see the left wheels have certainly got far less tread on them than the rights. It's obviously the price you pay for a clockwise track with quite a large number of right-handers. There's a few left-handers, but yeah, the left side certainly does take the battering more than the right. And we've got a yellow flag. Oh, mate. Oh, is that too many beans? I think it is. Let's have a look. What's that one there? Oh, is it the curb? Oh, that looks to me like that's an input. Is that a disconnect? Oh, mate. Is that reverse? No, it's not. Is he just... Oh, no way. You're going the wrong way, mate. No? Yeah, that's got to be, innit? That's, to me, looks like a hardware failure. Sorry to see that, mate. So Apex then drops down into 12th. Milo, yeah, it is a wonderful track, Milo. Sorry to see that this didn't have the best time this race. Wask though, still leading the pack, quite a considerable distance again. Finn really pushing to try and keep up, but I was wondering if it's maybe some disparity in the traction, but they both look to be pretty much neck and neck, at least as far as tread on the wheels goes. But Wask it's got to be performance enhancing, and there's something going on there. How on earth is he able to get so far ahead so consistently? It's if I didn't know any better, I would perhaps consider alleging shenanigans, but we're better than that, so I won't. Just some phenomenal driving, just next level stuff. So as it goes into lap 12, still hasn't managed to best the 156.5, but as that fuel diminishes and he gets ever closer to switching out onto those softs, I'm sure we could probably put money on the fact he's going to end up with a faster time. Hang on, who am I about? Finn has got the 156.5. Wask is still leading the pack, but he's not got the fastest lap. Finn is, where are we? It just doesn't make sense, does it? How is he so far ahead? I wonder if he's managed to somehow sneak a bit of NOS on there this race. I mean, I wonder if we watch closely enough, will we perhaps see a little burst of the flames out of the rear? I don't think so, but it's fun to imagine, isn't it? Excuse me, I'm just going to go and choke again real quick. Yeah, it's not going well for me this evening. Sorry, everyone. Wask still holding P1. Finn doing his utmost. I mean, he's got the fastest lap. He's really welding that pedal to the bottom of the car. But as you can see, he's got what, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, something like that. Is it? I'm guesstimating, obviously, but That's hell of a gap he's opened up, and P3 as well. Commentator is now still chasing P3, but the gaps at the front of the pack are beginning to really widen up. We are on board now with Webbo, coming through into the later stage of the track, approaching the chicane. Let's see how he tackles this. Lovely, very well done. And popping in then for some fresh tread. Looks as though he's going to go into lap 13 onto the softs. So I think that means he's going to get, well, it's going to have to be 8 laps on the softs, unless I'm very much mistaken. Be interesting to see how that goes. Commentator then manages to get himself P1, but then what has happened there? Milo has managed to pick up a penalty. Sorry to see that, mate. Apex, where are we now? Lovely line coming out of that right-hander. Bit of a gap, but he is trailing just behind. I say just behind, some seconds behind PFC Bannon. Webbo now then in P9 as he's out on the softs. Those tyres are going to be cold. Probably want to be a little bit cautious then as he's coming through these earlier corners. Unfortunately, I did see this actually when engineering for the S1 gents. I saw that one of our drivers, unfortunately, was still having quite cold tyres, even after having been racing for a considerable period. I wonder if it's maybe something about the track, but the point I was getting to, you do not want cold tyres, because if they're too cold, they're not going to hug as well. But also if they're too hot, that's also not really desirable. I would like to say I know enough to give you some of the science on it, but I am just fluffing now. So I know that it doesn't want to be too hot, it doesn't want to be too cold. It wants to be like Little Red Riding Hood's porridge, and it needs to be just right, because if it's one way too far either way, you're going to have a bad time and you're going to end up with grass in your bowl. But Webbo there is doing a stonking job then. So he's got this out lap with his fresh softs, 9th place, and Milo's stopped over just to let him by. Very well done, and that gives Webbo a run at P8 and P7. You see there, Brum is just popping in for some fresh treads. So yeah, there we are. Look at that. That's some style points, surely, right? Going in for some softs as we go into lap 14. So yeah, I stuck to my intended plan of 7 laps on the softs. Who else did we get? Revlit's dropped in as well. Top up on the fuel. What's that? Look, 2 litres, something like that. Nice. Rizback as well on some fresh tread, and then that means that at the front of the pack, Wasp we still have in P1, still hasn't managed to best the P2 time of 56.5, but he's not far off. He's got a 156.6 set very early on. I say very early on, in the first third. Obviously math wasn't my strong point. Finn now, what's the distance? Still a bit of a distance. He's coming down to that, I don't even know if this is a hairpin. Is this a hairpin? I really should study what the differences are. It's a tight one. It's a tight one. It's actually